Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
Alright, in this video I will share with you how you can ask for a higher salary, or how do you know what you're worth. Okay, and one of the examples that I'll give you is when I started my career, I was afraid. Seriously, I was afraid, even shy to ask people money. In fact, I remember asking my mentor, if I provide a service, can I charge them like at least $1 or $3? So from there, how is it that today I'm able to ask even people $10,000? So watch this video and I hope you get some insights. For those of you who are new to the channel, name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. My key service is helping people get well-paying jobs in UAE, especially Dubai, and people also ask for Canada, Australia, Europe, and sometimes even US. And because I have contacts and connections, I'm able to give them the real factual information which is not mentioned online. And people take my services for coaching, mentoring, training, personal issues, or professional problems or whatever. You can check in description for details. Now, coming to asking, for money. We're generally very shy as human beings. Like for example, someone takes us out for, we go out for dinner. When you have to pay money, you're like, no, I'll pay, man. No, you pay. So we'd rather we pay money than someone else pay. In fact, people feel very shy to ask for money. Yeah, okay, girls and gold diggers, that's a different story. And then there are simps who, I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about career. Okay, the primary focus. Now, when I started my career as a coach, I had no idea what to charge, how much to charge, why to charge. In fact, what I did was, when I started, I was like wondering, how much should I charge? $1, $3, $5? So what I did was, I contacted some coaches who were into providing services, whether it was mentoring, and they would give me amount like $150 1 hour. Oh, $150, bloody hell. See, I was a DJ. I had experience as a DJ and MC for shows. Now over there you can charge. I had experience because I did it for many years. But now as coaching, and that also one-to-one, when you're sitting in front of a person, how I can charge this person and what can I charge this person? In fact, the question that kept hitting my head, what am I offering of value that I can charge? And if I'm offering them something of value, whatever, maybe they can get it cheaper from someone. What if they say, are you gone mad? So initially what I thought is, I'll start my services from free. Okay. So I'd gone, by the time, just to let you know, I'd gone for many coaching sessions. I had paid even $1,500 for a coaching 3-day program, 2 to 3 hours, whatever. I had spent a lot of money, okay, by then. So I was aware that coaches take money and that is a service. But now when it came to, I'm going to charge someone, that was a different ballgame. So what I thought is, first let me see if I'm any good as a coach. Because I didn't know whether I was good or not. I was not one of those today's social media generation. They just Even if they are in college, I'll coach you how to make 7-figure income. I will tell you this, I'll tell you that. Fake it till you make it. That is stupidity, man. People can see through you. And many who have added me on Facebook with that, oh, I'm a coach, I'm a this thing. When I see that, block and delete, get lost. What do you know about life in your 20s, man? What lecturing you're going to give someone who has millions? Yeah, stupid. Okay, so coming back to sing, so I started with free. For free, I was telling them, see, listen, this is what I actually told them. I am pursuing a career as a coach, and I just want you to, if you can give me half an hour or 1 hour of your time, we'll just have a role-playing session. You see whether you like it or not. Okay, you see if you like it or not. And after that, I'll just take some feedback from your side. So some people were like, okay, fine, yeah, no problem, man. Or some people were like, yeah, not today, can we do it tomorrow? Or some people were like, just get back to me. It was a no, whatever. So whomsoever said yes, I had the session. I gave them one session, took the feedback. Was it good? Not good? See, the problem is they'll always be polite. Yeah, it was good, man. It was good, not bad. I can't even figure out for the life of me whether it was good or not. But I was very keen to listen. I was to listen and probe, and the 80s kind of coaching style. You just listen like a psychologist. You just listen. Don't say a word. Only ask probing questions. So maybe in 1 hour, I would ask 3 questions, 4 questions. And that, later on, I realized that is not my style. It was suffocating me. Because, sometimes I knew the guy was talking shit. I just wanted to tell him, see, stop your nonsense. So it didn't suit my style. But initially, okay, fine. Till you talk, I'll listen. So when I finished the first session, I would ask him, you think it was good? Yeah. Would you like to have another session? Yeah. So I'd give them 1 session, 2 session. And if they asked for the 3rd session and they didn't mind, then I would tell them, okay, I just want to understand, since we had 2, 3 how much do you think it would be of value if I was a coach and charging people? Now over here, people would say, oh, Loy, even if you charge 100 dirhams, that is $27, that would be fine. So then I'd twist the question and ask them, how much would you be willing to pay? I'm not saying you have to pay, but if you had to do it. Given the fact that they already said 100, they would say, yeah, I'll pay around more or less the same, man. So I was like, okay, fine. I didn't want to embarrass them or anything. But when I brought up the aspect of money, then the next session, they kind of like said no. So I was like, oh, maybe he's thinking I'm going to ask him money. Okay. So then I finished the first batch of people. The second batch, I told these people, I'll give you my first session for free. Second session, you just pay me a small amount. Initially, I told them, pay me whatever you want. But then they were like, no, Loy, you tell me what is the amount. So I'd put it at $5. 5, huh? And they say, fine. And then if you still like it again, then you can pay me a 5, or later on I would say 10. Over there also I started to get few people. The free were many. Paying a little bit was a little hard. So I used to always wonder, am I really worth it? But then, because I was meeting many people, and then I started doing seminars and conferences and events where I would call people for free. So out of, let's say, 30 people who would turn up, or 20 people, I would get 1. So what I realized is, the more people I interact with, the more the chances of an inquiry. So that is where exposure is very important. So I started that. But then when people would ask me, how much? By that time, it had started from $5 and to $10. In fact, you will laugh if I tell you this seriously. This is not to put anyone down, but there was a Malayali guy, I can't get his name. I'll just give you his first name, Matthew. I'll not give you his full name. Matthew, an old timer, he wanted me to mentor him for a speech of 7 minutes. So I told him, how much can you pay me? So how much can you pay me? He was a little taken aback. I explained to him, I'm doing this coaching. Okay, Loy, I'll pay you 10 dirhams. 10 dirhams was like $2 or something. 10 dirham, 15. I said, okay, fine, whatever. And then when he took actually an hour of my time. Then the second time when he did get in touch with me, this time I told him, see, because many people are asking, now my rate is like 50. He told me, okay, Loy, I understand. You come down. I was like, what? He wanted me to travel all the way to his house for $50 and train him. Initially, I was like, okay, because nobody had asked me until then. But then when I calculated the cost for the cab, the taxi, I found out that the taxi itself would take $45. Then being there 1 hour, then paying another $45 to come back. So he's paying me 50, but I'm losing out on, almost like $90. So then I was like, then what do I do? How do I charge more money? So that is why that time one of my girlfriends was a teacher, Filipina. She used to go door to door, like house to house after school hours. So she told me she would charge like 150 dirhams an hour, okay, minimum 3 hours. Okay, and she had mostly white clients. So I was like, oh, and I said, what if it's more far? Yeah, then I'd charge 200. If it was like Marina or somewhere even further, I would charge more. Or sometimes I tell them, send me a car. So I was like, okay. So I had to decline this. But eventually he agreed to come. So from $5, $10, slowly moved to $50. And then when I started these seminars and all that, I was nervous, but $100. Now, remember this, I was still not charging per hour. I was giving them a session. And over here, what I realized is sometimes when people pay 100, they'll take 2 hours, 3 hours. And I was like, man, if I get paid only 100 for 4 or 5 hours, what is the use? And that is where I bumped into per hour rate. So I was like, these people are, and some of them are really wasting my time talking about their wife and their kids and their girlfriends and all that, and wasting time. And then let's go for a cup of tea, let's have a sandwich. And they would say they'll buy me a sandwich, but I wanted to finish and get the money. So when I started per hour, obviously the clients reduced. But then I also gave them an optional, okay, a package for a week and all that. Then it started per hour, per day, per week. Okay, we'll have 1 hour per, 3 times a week. So I started those rates. And then people are even curious about per year. If I take your coaching once per week for a year. So the first time, this was my first ever client. His name is Sajid. That time I really didn't know anything what to charge for a year. So what I told Sajid was, and Sajid was a rich man, he was a businessman also. I said, see Sajid, you're my close friend. You supported me, you want my coaching for a year. Can we agree on this? This is my proposal. You tell me what do you think. Give me $2,000, 2,000 dirhams. I will buy books for me to study and learn. And I will share the knowledge with you. Plus I'll make copies of it and I'll give it to you. So in a way, I'm learning, you're learning, plus you get copies. So he was, yeah, fine, that's totally cool. He was very supportive that way. The following year, he gave me 4,500. Just imagine, from 2,000, it became 4,500. And then slowly, I started increasing my charges per year. Once a week, 2,000, then 4,500, 6,000. But over there, I hit a roadblock where people didn't want to pay more. So I focused more on the per hour rate. It was more or less stuck at $150. If you have followed me through my journey from Dubai or before, you would know I should charge $150, even to make a resume, no matter what position. And I was happy because I had other means of earning. But once I came down here and moved to Thailand, Samui, I couldn't survive on that. And that also, I had to, start my brand completely from zero online. There was only my website. There was nothing else. So I tried Quora, I tried Medium, I tried all these websites to put articles and blogs. I was working, 12 to 14 hours to 16 hours a day putting articles, sometimes 100 articles, man. It was crazy the speed I was going through. Like a 200 word article, 100 of them. It was crazy. I would get up at like 5 in the morning. My wife remembers those days. And then obviously slowly transitioned to YouTube. I tried Instagram, didn't work. Tried Snapchat, didn't work. Then Instagram, yeah. Then finally Facebook also I tried live and all that, didn't work. People only wanted to engage but nobody wanted to pay. Finally YouTube. And that is where I started to see results. And then from $150 moved to $160, $170. Then I realized that you cannot have one fixed rate for everything. There might be a businessman, there might be a company, there might be a student, there might be a senior level manager. To make a profile of a student would hardly take me like 15-20 minutes sometimes, maximum half an hour. A student, fresh graduate. But if you're talking of a CEO, director, there have been even ones which have taken 6 months. No joke, 6 months of work. So obviously, I had to charge different. And from there on, my rates started to increase. Now, if I were to give you in a nutshell, the highest a client has paid me, the highest for my coaching, this thing is 120,000 dirhams. You can, I think, $40,000 or close to that. But this is not every day. I'm telling you, giving you the disclaimer upfront. It's not like I have a line of people giving me that. Total, which has cost 100,000 dirhams. I would say 4-5. Okay. The 100,000 US dollar client, 50,000, $100,000 client. Obviously, I cannot share that information, but just 1 or 2, man. But I'll tell you this, those are very demanding, those are not a joke. See, if someone has that kind of money to pay you, you have to be of that standard. Luckily, I got some flexible guys, super rich, super intelligent, super mature. And out of all this, if you honestly ask me, the best client is, there have been people, I'm not joking, there have been people who have given me sums of money and said, okay, fine, that's it, forget it, man. They just vanished. I'm serious, I'm not joking. People have paid money and just vanished. I was like, okay. Before, what I used to do, this is what I used to do before, follow up. And it used to irritate them. Listen, man, I'll get back to you when I need. You don't have to follow up. So finally I realized, these are grown-ass adults. Why am I following up? They paid the money. Chal, just when they want, they'll call me. So that was another strategy. Then another one was, after I got cheated 2 or 3 times, where guys paid money and they said they will pay money, but they didn't pay. One paid partially and then blocked me from paying the rest. And then there are people who I trusted and started the process, and they transferred it, that time PayPal, and then they cancelled it. So I experienced all this. And then people who give you stories, hey man, I'll make you famous, I'll tell my entire company, I'll tell the who's who, you'll be getting inquiries like crazy. All that I faced. So today, as of now, August 2023, my rates, okay, I'll be putting on my website, the new rebranded website, and I want you to check them. And I've also kept in consideration that not everyone can afford to pay me $237 US. So I've given them some flexible options that I want you to check. So you have a look at all the rates. for different services, and then you decide. But the process of figuring out what is not too low, what is not too high, because remember, if I charge too low, I'll not be able to sustain and survive. And you will get cheap charlies left, right, and center, which is such a bloody headache. I hate, people who pay less give you more headache. And then at the same time, if I charge too high, I'm pricing myself out of the market. See, I know Gary Vaynerchuk charges $15,000 for 30 minutes of being in front of him. And there are people who charge, like for example, Donald Trump, when he spoke in Dubai on video, that was Skype, he charged $1 million US. Now, yeah, there are people who charge more and people who have more brand value. There are even people who, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, if you have to invite him to a party where he'll be photographed with you, $500,000, and you have to pay for travel and stay and everything. So, agreed, there are people like that. But me, I have to be realistic about my rates. Even if there's another coach in my line of work who charges more or less or whatever, he's unique to him, I'm unique to me. So I know what are my rates. I know what is my rate for 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 year. Now that I've been in this for so many years, I know. So you should also be aware. Now, the question comes, how do you fix your rates? I would always say, first know what is a general, if you're an employee, what is the current salary that you're getting? And then check in other companies how much people are getting. For that, you need to have a network. Then once you find the salary, always ask yourself, why this guy is getting more than me? What is the reason he's getting 20%, 30%? Could it be because it's a multinational company? Could it be education? Could it be just his passport? Could it be maybe his communication skills? So you have to analyze all this. And this is something I do with my clients. When we analyze and we come with a practical reality of what is achievable. You can't just put numbers from the air, Like some people suddenly send me their CV, I want 10 times more the salary, 20 times. What are you talking, man? And then if you're a freelancer, follow the same strategy I said. If you are starting, start at free, then at $5. I even tried at Fiverr, Upwork, all these places, guru.com. Start from 5, see how many you get, then 10. But remember, the more people who see you, the more mileage coverage you have, the more the selection of clients. If only 5 people know you, it's no point. And by the way, I stopped Fiverr, Upwork and Guru. It's just a headache. It has been now 2 years since I hardly got any gigs, and I don't want, because these people, they pay less, give more headache. So I prefer one-to-one dealings. Overall, what I can tell you is today, I'm earning more than, like in sometimes 1 month, I earn more than what people make in a year, or more than what I used to also make. So my strategy is working as of now. The goal is, while working the same schedule, how can you increase it much more and make more money? And that is where common sense, business savvy, being aware of the market, research, and yes, mentoring comes in. Once you're able to fix that and get a steady flow, then with experience, you'll be able to know what is your rate per hour or per month or whatever. And I'll tell you, with proper guidance and a practical strategy, I can assure you, you can do it. If I can do it, others have done it. People are doing it around the world. That means it's doable.